Hi, it's Mike, the Heal Your Gut Guy, and I have a special guest with us, Nils. He is he watches the channel, and he has been recovering from sounds like ulcerative colitis, and he's made a lot of progress with German new medicine. He's able to pretty much eat whatever he wants now without getting symptoms, but he still has a little bit of mucus in his stool, and we're trying to figure out what is causing that mucus. It's a thought that rattles around in his head a few times a day, and it's gonna make him emotional. So I'm gonna ask him questions about his daily life and try to figure it out. So thank you for being so brave and willing to share with us, um, you know, personal information and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it, and yeah. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mike. Again, I've been watching the channel and came across German New Medicine because of this channel and because of Mike. And yeah, and I still remember in the beginning just being like, oh, this guy is crazy, like how can he say that like emotional trauma is the reason for illness. And yeah, because I was in this mindset of like, oh, certain foods are bad, and yeah, you have to avoid this and eat this. And I realized that's bullshit,
Yeah,
to be quite frank. And it didn't help me in the slightest. It only made things worse, this like diet picking. And like yes, I was not getting better, and then I started German New Medicine because I was upset, and I was like, uh yeah, I was like, this doesn't work, I have to change something. And so then I started in like May of this year, and yeah, pretty quickly got better. And like on my overall health as well, like that's also what I noticed, just improved, because
it's amazing how much weight you can gain even while still having like diarrhea. I've seen some students gain like 20 pounds in a month, even when having like diarrhea, and then the next month the diarrhea goes away. So
oh yeah, like it was the same thing for me. Yes, because I was like, oh, I was like so light, like underweight, definitely underweight for sure. And when I started German New Medicine, I gained back in the first maybe 5 months. Now I've gained, well, actually earlier, like first 2 months, I pretty much gained back like 6 kilograms, 8 kilograms.
Nice.
Something like that. Yeah. And again, because I could eat everything again, right? I could eat pizza and pastry, ice cream. I drank like sodas again. And it just helps to gain weight. Yeah.
Okay. So
just made a lot of things better. And
awesome. So what are your current symptoms? So there's mucus. Okay, do you have diarrhea throughout the day? Do you have formed stools? Because I know you have mucus.
Yes.
But are they like formed with mucus, or is it like diarrhea and mucus? Like
it's not. No, it's formed and mucus, really.
Formed stool.
And it's like maybe it can range, but I would say on average 5 times a day still. It's still too much. And it's like,
is there blood in your stool?
No, that's the thing. There's never been, throughout the whole thing, it's never been blood.
Okay. So you have a formed stool, and then sometimes you just go to the bathroom and you're just passing mucus.
Yep. And that can be, a little bit annoying because it happens too much throughout the day. And that's the thing. The main thing is at night I cannot sleep sometimes, or quite often now. Because there's still because I can feel it. There's still like my body's like, oh, this has to leave before I can sleep.
Okay. So first we want to understand like what is the like biological purpose of the mucus. So when we're conflict active, and so in Nils' case, A few years ago, he was kind of working at a company, and there was kind of drama between him and the company and his family, and
Yep.
he couldn't digest the situation. And the
Yes.
subconscious is controlled by the oldest part of the brain, the brainstem. It does not know the difference between something, a real piece of food, and something we can't digest, we can't stomach it. It's in all of our languages. This phrasing.
Yeah. In
And
German
so,
too, by the way.
how do you guys say it in German?
Yeah, ist schwer zu verdauen, which means it's like it's hard to digest, literally.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. For example. Yeah.
In Russian, it's ni something something. No, I'm not even gonna try. Um, so in order for the body's going to want to try to survive and try to help us get through the situation. So it develops extra gut cells. And then when it gets resolved, that's when the fun starts, because we're literally removing physical flesh from the body. And this happens with the help of bacteria and fungi. And mucus is like how they take out the garbage, and it's part of the process of the bacteria and fungi removing these extra gut cells. So now that we understand, because some people see these symptoms and they're like freaking out. Now we understand this is like the body is like supposed to be doing, like, this is like we've already resolved the conflict somehow. And normally this symptom would last, like, if everything went perfect and you didn't have conflict relapses and tracks, this process might last like a month or two. But he started going on diets, and now he started to perceive these foods as indigestible. Like, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, which starts this process back and forth. But that should be over now.
Yep.
It's
been like half a year. Yep.
Okay. So we know foods is not an issue. That's like 50% of the problem. The next thing that I see people have like the most issues with is like they can't digest their health situation, because they're trying to figure it out. Like, what do I do? I can't, to get my health back. And so when we don't fully understand the symptoms, we get frustrated with them. Like mucus, if we don't understand, like, we could get frustrated with that. But it sounds like you have a pretty good understanding that mucus is part of the healing phase. So if that isn't the case, now we're looking for things in our life that are hard to digest, things that make us emotional, because there's something, it's like resolved, but it keeps coming back. And this is where I tell people to walk around all day with like a pen and paper and just like write down what they get emotional about, what they're obsessive about, like what's the problems in their life. So you right now, do you mind telling us, so you're like working and going to school right now?
Yes, I'm mainly still going to university, and like I
Okay.
work
So
a
you're like a
few hours.
full-time student?
Pretty much, yes. And I work a few hours besides
Part-time.
that. Yeah, yeah. To
Part-time.
fund myself, to make a little bit of money on the side, and yeah, and to gain some experience, right? And yeah, that's mainly those two. Yep.
So throughout the day, you're gonna really like think about one thing at a time. Like, do you spend most of your time thinking about your schooling, your work, your health situation, a video game, a girlfriend, a friend? Where are the majority of your thoughts throughout the day? For me, it could be video games, depending on what video game I'm playing.
Okay. Yeah. It really, of course, depends on maybe what I've done the day before. That might be still stuck in my head, something that has happened, right? When I was out, I don't know, out with friends, when I saw something interesting, that might still be in my head. I think it's mostly actually, and that's what's keeping me distracted sometimes from studying. It's like things maybe, yeah, mainly I would say around other people, like, yeah, oh, what is this person said? What did he say? What did he mean by this? Or like something like that.
Okay. Are you like
That is
offended by
something.
it or worried
Um,
about it?
could be, yes, it could be things like that. Um, it could be positive, but I would I would say,
Yeah.
and this is what humans are like usually, right? They think about the
Yeah.
negative more.
Yeah.
So yeah, tendency towards maybe something that was like, oh, what did what did he mean by
Yeah.
this? It was like, hmm, I didn't like that. Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, so if we're
Another,
trying to like look at a pattern, we know it happens while you sleep. Like every night or some weeks better than other.
yeah, it's really really random to me.
Feels random. Okay.
Yes, it feels random right now to me. Uh, because some weeks I was able, like the past months, I was able to sleep completely normal, nothing.
Last
Yeah.
month,
Um, More like 2 months ago, I
two
would
months
say.
ago.
Yeah. And but then it sometimes changes again to like some nights I have to stay up longer because I can't sleep. Because of this,
Okay, you can't
because of the
sleep
mucus.
because
Um, and yeah, some nights it's better, some nights it's worse. Now, like the last 1 or 2 weeks, uh, it was like maybe the worst actually when I think about it. When it comes to
the
like,
past few weeks were bad.
yeah, yeah, um, which is interesting. So it's the most recent, so it should be the easiest for me to.
Yeah. So what happened? What was going on at the beginning of December?
mm, Beginning of December.
What country are you in right now? You don't mind me asking? Because you're not
No,
in.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm actually in South Korea right now. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
doing my semester abroad here pretty much. And
Cool. Cool.
let me see, because
Like, did classes end? Did
it might be like being a little bit worried about the finals because I have finals next week. Might be that, but
something would have got resolved
oh, okay. Hmm.
2 weeks ago? What got resolved 2 weeks ago? What was stressing you out 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Uh, Maybe something related to a girl or something. I'm trying to remember.
That's what it was. It was always that for me.
um, Maybe uh well, I was personal information, but it
Yeah,
was with
you
this.
can word
Yeah,
it
yeah,
if
yeah.
to have it not be so personal. We can talk about it after, but yeah.
Okay. Well, it was this one thing where like I was having some fun with this girl for one night, but then I kind of like I kind of ghosted her, and maybe I feel bad about it. Is that maybe does that count as resolving a conflict? I'm not sure. Could be that. That was like,
It could be because like sometimes like I had a similar situation recently. Like
mhm,
I've been working with a personal trainer for a long time,
okay,
and you know, with like the whole virus thing, we didn't see eye to eye on that, and I was just like, I can't take health advice from somebody who has that point of view, and but he was like my friend and stuff, and he helped me a lot, so I was really conflicted on canceling, getting I felt like I was going to hurt his feelings, and I was like stressed out about it.
okay, okay.
So if someone feels guilty, like if it could be that,
Yeah,
it could be that, and then
yeah,
the resolution is you being like, all right, it's over, and I'm not going to think about this anymore.
okay. Yeah, you don't
So
have to go to the person and
Yeah.
Right? You can just like for yourself be like, it's
Like
fine.
either the resolution is you hitting like the block button, or it's you sending that message or you sending the message that's like, hey, this ain't working out, like there's different ways to resolve it, and you can resolve it, but then your subconscious doesn't resolve it for a few days later.
Okay.
Because like consciously what you think would resolve it most oftentimes doesn't resolve it, because you almost need like this confirmation that it's like really resolved a few days later, and you're really not worried about it anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that was what I saw with foods too. Like it wasn't always right away. It took a little bit,
Yeah.
and uh, depending on how heavily I believed it was bad, it took longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for you, like just based off your symptoms, it sounds like it's more towards like the end of the colon. Um, so
Oh, yeah.
it's not like general ulcerative colitis where like the colon. Usually when someone's like has a lot of mucus, it's usually like kind of towards like the very end of the colon, and
Okay.
and it kind of turns into like with colitis, it's like I can't digest this. And then when it gets kind of towards the sigmoid colon where it does the final turn before it goes out your butthole, um, that it's more of like a shitty situation. Like, oh, this sucks. I'm hurting somebody's feelings, or oh,
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
this sucks. I'm getting broken up with. Like this sucks. Um, so yeah. So if I mean, unless like you were getting fired or your teacher is like, hey, you're gonna fail, like I don't know, if I were in your shoes, I don't know what would make me more emotional than that sounds that makes the vast majority of people emotional, being like, I'm cutting this off, this isn't gonna work, sort of a thing.
Yeah. 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 So could be that.
Do that. Yeah. And a lot of the times, like on these type of, where I'm trying to help people find their tracks, like we're not going to find it. Like we let our symptoms tell us. Like even when I talk with Caroline,
Yeah.
who authored, learninggnm.com,
Hmm.
she doesn't know something, she's emotional about something until like her hair starts falling out or something, or, she gets a rash, or she gets
Okay.
diarrhea. And then she's like, oh, well, okay, that's a conflict active symptom. My hair's falling out. What's happening? Oh, I've been thinking about my dead mom. I miss my mom. She passed away. All right.
Okay.
So, you know,
Yeah. So maybe your general advice would be, um, if you have symptoms, to like really think about what could be the reason, like what could be the what leads to this reaction, right?
yeah. And so for you with the mucus, it's a healing symptom. So it's
Uh-huh.
already resolved. And if it's there for a
Okay.
long time, and you know, you told me it feels random,
Mm,
but it's not random.
yeah.
We
Has to
just
be.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So when you get mucus, kind of the way like you need to react is just like, all right, I'm getting rid of extra gut cells. I wonder what I was trying to digest.
Yep. Okay.
And sit down for 30 minutes and be like, what was I obsessed about the past few weeks, past few
Yep.
days?
Yep.
And you'll be like relieved. And it could be something small. Like I've seen people get like indigestible morsels over like, they go to a hotel and they didn't put the right pillows on the bed. and then
Okay.
and then when the person comes by and gives them the right pillows, they get diarrhea. Like it could be something small, like it's really funny how
Yeah.
people experience things.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, fuck, I want to ask. I wanted to ask something. I forgot. Um, oh yeah. Uh, the thing is, this whole like reacting to something with like these symptoms, like I don't know, mucus or something, has never really been a thing in the past for me, apart from the last whatever 2 to 3 or like
So did the
whatever
mucus
years.
just start like a year ago? Is that what you're
Well, I
saying?
never, I don't know. I can't be sure, but I've never really noticed it prior. And I just want to know, like, do I have to like, uh, if there's like an emotional conflict or something, is it gonna be like this for now the next years or something? Or is it gonna, am I gonna get back to a stage where it's like, I don't have to worry at all about this, and it's just a really normal, like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm really trying to get back at. And right now I'm like, not
Well,
sure then,
it's,
you know.
I've only been doing this for a year,
Mhm.
so it's kind of hard for me to give too much insight on this, but like it's for whatever reason, it's just how our subconscious, like I've had diarrhea since I can remember.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
but I've always had this indigestible anger in my life, like always. I've always had it. But now that I know German new medicine, I know the consequences for letting this emotion get out of control, and I've become a lot better at managing it because I know the consequences of it. Um, so it helps us be our symptoms like motivate us to be more at peace with the world. Um, so like if we do get stressed out at something, people with digestive issues, like, yeah, it could pop up again, but we don't have any control of that because that's just how our subconscious, our subconscious, like these things are unexpected. They just happen. Um, so I can give you an example. So I had a coach that came on. So when I first got into German New Medicine, I had two coaches who were working with me. And I
Mhm.
tried to get them on board with German New Medicine, but it wasn't working. So I had to let them go. And
Yeah.
it was a total nightmare because like a lot of my students were upset. I was upset. They were upset. And it was just like a total nightmare. And so I had a new coach come on, and she worked with me for about a year, I should say. And then things weren't working out because she wasn't doing German New Medicine. She was doing something else. Um, and
Mhm.
so so I guess I wasn't even that emotional, but I started to become conflict active because I was like, oh man, what was this going to happen again? If this all, I don't know if I can deal with another emotional fiasco again. And so she left. This all happened probably about a month. She left. I found someone new, and then she started, and then she did like the first live Q&A. She did her first week where she was answering questions inside the Facebook group, and everything was going fine. And after she got done with the first live Q&A, I got sicker than a dog. And I got bronchitis because it was territorial fear.
Okay.
So for 2 weeks, like for a whole week, I was super sick. And then like for a week after that, I like couldn't get up off the couch. I was so weak. And if you look at that from any other perspective, like, oh, I caught the bug. And, to me, I was like, no, I was pretty stressed out about that. I kept it under control. I kept the situation under control. Like I knew how to deal with it, and it kind of motivated me to be more civil and keep my emotions under control. But like we learned from our mistakes, but there like really wasn't anything better I could have done in that situation. And without the knowledge of German New Medicine, I would have like freaked out. Oh, I'm sick. I'm never gonna get
I
better.
see.
Blah 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 blah. But this
Yeah.
time I was just like, Oh, well, it happened. And I guess, but I didn't experience it as something indigestible. I experienced it as territorial fear, which affected my bronchial tubes. So
Mhm. Okay. Yep.
it, but this mucus should go away and stay away.
Hmm. Yep.
Once
Okay.
we address, and you have done that. You just said
Yeah.
it was gone for a month. So and you know, we just kind of got it sounds like what we just talked about could have been your resolution. And then you also, you know, it sounds like your health situation was indigestible. So I can also see you kind of
Oh
getting worked
yes.
up when you get mucus and you can't sleep, and that being like your indigestible morsel. And
Maybe. Yep.
and just, you know, you're pretty inexperienced. I mean, you know, I'm surprised at how much how much you understand German new medicine just by listening to my videos, because I myself have had to talk to a lot of people and I'm still feel like I have a lot to learn. And the more that you believe this stuff and understand this stuff, the more you'll be at peace with these symptoms, because you're like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, I know what to do, versus like, Mike says
Yep.
this, but I don't know.
Yep. Um. Yeah. Like that was. I remember. I've been trying to reduce it, and but especially like last, maybe back in August or something, I would get like really angry. Oh, I can't sleep. Like, what
Anger
is
is,
this?
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. So
So you were
definitely was
trying to
something.
fix it. What were you doing to try to fix it?
Oh, I didn't really, I didn't really know because I knew it was not about the food, and it was
Mm-hmm.
just, and I knew that it was, I guess, a healing symptom because it was, well, yeah, just gut cells having to leave the
Mm-hmm.
body. So I don't think I was thinking about things what I could do, but then I was like, yeah, it's kind of the body just has to do this. So I have
Yeah.
no real choice but to like endure it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Like in like the way, like there's a big difference between, you know, someone who has like a year of experience doing something like, oh yeah, just do this, versus like someone is like, this is my first time doing this, and everyone else says I'm crazy. You're like, your subconscious is like, we sure we want to do this? And it's and you're digesting the situation. Like most people who, you know, with gut issues, it's food, and then digesting just the symptoms. Like, what do I do to get my health back? Like the indigestible thing in their life is like good health. How do I get good health? I can't. I've tried everything. Like, what do I do? And you know, even if you're like starting German new medicine, like you're gonna have to digest and absorb German new medicine, you know, because
Mhm.
it might not be a conflict shock, but you know, it's just like it's, you know, part of like you have to, in order to digest your poor health, you have to understand German new medicine. So it's like part of the process.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I just really hope I can like get to a place where back to a place where I just I understand, of course, German new
Yeah.
medicine, but I don't have to think about it all the time, right? I don't have to like
Yeah.
be, oh, why is this happening now? Like, I don't know, why is mucus there?
Yeah.
Must be some this, maybe this. Like that's my goal there. Really,
Like, so you don't have to
yeah,
like digest it. Like literally when you get healing symptoms like that, like next time you get mucus, just be like,
yeah,
okay. Because you'll like, oh, I'm annoyed. Just be like, hey, it's okay. This is it. I'm getting rid of extra gut cells I no longer need. I'm gonna let it
yeah, right.
go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna literally spend the time I'm on the toilet thinking about what it is I got emotional about, and then I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep.
So, like that's like your little script you run, and you'll
Yep.
eventually, you know, and if you really want to get, you know, I recommend everybody to do this, but you know, especially when your symptoms are kind of riling up again, just walk around with a piece of paper and a pen, and you'll be amazed at the stuff you get emotional about. You're like, what? Really?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, but no, yeah. Oh, you keep, what you want to say?
Yeah, I think it was really interesting. I saw your recent video about like religion and how that can help. And
Oh, yeah.
I wanna try to like yeah, I want to try it because I do think, yeah, how I've seen now how strong belief, what belief can do,
Mm-hmm.
how it can like impact you in a bad way with like all this diet stuff, and in a
Yeah.
good way with like German medicine, for example. And so I want to try that, and that should help, right?
Well, I'm jealous you
So
can speak German and that you can read German and you can actually read
yeah,
Dr. Hammer's work. So
I can, yes, yes. I need to do that more. I haven't really done much of that. Yeah, I
yeah,
really.
because I keep on asking like Caroline, like, yo, did he write a whole book on like gut issues? And she's just like, just read the website, you'll be fine, don't worry about it. I'm like, no,
Oh.
tell me more, I want to know more.
Yeah.
She's like,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
read the website, it's all you need.
Mm. Uh,
So, but I guess he wrote a book about, I don't know if he, because we have like this handbook that's like, it just tells you what every organ does, but I don't know if he wrote like a separate little book about just digestive. I'm not sure how he operated. So, but
mhm.
if it's available, it's in German. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but reading that, it builds this belief system. Like every time I read a
Mhm.
book on something, it's like my new, like, oh, this is the way. And so,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. I know what you mean. Yeah.
might get you over the
So,
hump. So,
yeah.
yeah. Cool. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
uh, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit surreal, you know. I've watched these videos now for quite a while, and it's like, yo, now I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, it's
just a
funny.
guy who used to crap his pants all the time. So, and get emotional over gluing. So,
Mm,
and then they're
yes.
done that.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, you've made a lot of progress considering you haven't like talked to a German new medicine
Mm,
person. Because
yes.
I've
Okay.
talked
Mhm.
to, I still get coaching, so
Yeah.
to understand things better and communicate with you guys better. So
Well, maybe one thing is like it's just crazy to think about how I used to think about food, like in my time of being like very sick and like
mhm.
figure just cutting out my stuff from my diet and thinking, I don't know, thinking sugar is bad,
Yeah,
for example, or
yeah,
thinking gluten is bad, or it's just, yeah, for anyone who is maybe right now in that phase, it's like, yeah, please reconsider. It's kind of
yeah.
doesn't really make sense at all. Yeah.
It doesn't. It's like, did your diet change before you started getting these symptoms? Nope, nope. Oh, yep, not diet then.
Yeah.
But your belief about the foods surely can't, because I did not start reacting to
Yeah.
gluten until I read the specific carbohydrate diet book. It's
Oh,
like I would like
yeah.
literally I ate and I had symptoms, yeah. But like after gaps in specific carbohydrate diets, I would literally have to call off work the next day if I ate like even like masa corn tortilla chips that have been like fermented and everything, all that stuff, you
Mhm.
know. And then I came to Europe and like none of that stuff's available.
Yeah.
I Europe is
Yeah.
like this fairy tale in Americans' heads, like, oh, everything's perfect and everything's straight from the farm. And you get there and you're like,
Yeah.
what is this? But
Yeah.
you guys do have a lot of good, Germans got the good beer and the pretzels and stuff. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We like to eat a lot of bread, for example, which is,
yeah,
of
bread
course,
is just
gluten.
part of being German.
Yes. Yes.
You drink
Bread
it,
and
you
beer.
eat it, you
Yeah.
yeah. So
A lot of different forms. We have a lot of pastry, you know.
yeah,
I love that stuff too, you know. So, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
that's
Well,
really it.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing your story, Niels. And
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, maybe we'll do a catch up in a month or so and see how you're doing. So,
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do that.
cool. All right, everybody.
Right.
See you later.
Bye bye.